Welcome to Timekeeping. This show will attempt to chronicle year-by-year changes to the Walt Disney World Resort, from exciting new ride openings to the minutia of a store changing names. Join us as we count down to the 50th anniversary of the vacation kingdom of the world. By the end of 1975, Walt Disney World had largely recovered from the gas crisis, welcoming its 50 millionth guest. The guest was Susan Brummer, and she was welcomed on March 2, 1976. The Magic Kingdom was largely finished with its initial layout at the time. The three hotels were operating at 97% capacity, and the campground was under constant expansion. With the Vacation Kingdom a success, the company was now turning to the future and the world as it developed its plans for Epcot. After the opening of a majority of Tomorrowland the previous year, not much happened at the Magic Kingdom in 1976. In September, America on Parade ended on the 6th, and the Character Cavalcade returned after that. Some minor changes did happen around the park. Starting in Adventureland, Il Pirata y El Perico opened as a small refreshment and hot dog stand in Caribbean Plaza. That was sometime between 1974 and 75. In the same period, the Tiki Tropic Shop was rebranded as just the Tropic Shop. Also, Tom Sawyer Island had a second refreshment stand in Fort Sam Clemens that served slushy drinks. The Fantasyland Art Festival moved from the Peter Pan queue area to the area now known as the Cheshire Cafe next to the Mad Tea Party that happened in 1973. The Magic Kingdom had also been hosting Grad Night events since its first spring in 1972. Obviously, these were not changes directly in 1976, but as we continue to research, we do find these additional notes that are probably worth giving to you. The most significant addition to Walt Disney World in 1976 is inarguably River Country on June 19th. Walt Disney World's first water park was situated in the northeast corner of Fort Wilderness. Positioned on the shore of Bay Lake near Discovery Island, the park featured a rustic wilderness theme, complete with rocks and man-made boulders. It was described as an old-fashioned swimming hole with a twist of Huckleberry Finn. The original working title was Pop's Willow Grove. Susan Ford, the president's daughter, presided over the park's grand opening. The park featured a sandy bottom and unique water filtering system using confluent water from adjacent Bay Lake, which was dammed off, creating a natural-looking artificial lagoon. The park's water was at a higher level than the lake's, which was an effort to prevent lake water from going into the park. Slides such as Slippery Slide Falls and Whoop and Holler Hollow emptied into the two pools. There was a whitewater rapid tube slide as well. Rustic swimming hole rope and tire swings, plus barrel bridges rounded out the 4,700-person park. At the resorts, the Polynesian Luau saw some minor seating changes as risers were added. 113 more campsites were added to Fort Wilderness. Over in the Lake Buena Vista area, the remainder of the Treehouse Villas opened, bringing the total to 60. While not much was being constructed on property at this point, the planning for Epcot was becoming the resort's and the company as a whole's largest project. Epcot had been proceeding for years with the Industrial Park and World Showcase as separate but linked projects. However, it was in 1976 that the Epcot Center that we came to know was developed. The park and Future World both got their names in 1976. It does still appear that some version of the Industrial Park was still in the works as well. Throughout the year, Imagineers and executives traveled around the world to a variety of countries to pitch pavilions. In addition to the countries that were eventually built, they also presented to the Philippines, Russia, Venezuela, and Iran. Every country was pitched an attraction, restaurant, and shopping complex. What would be known as the Rhine River Cruise was presented, as was an Omnimover ride for Japan. The concept for the American Adventure was also being pitched to American companies for sponsorship. At this time, the Epcot Center project had the entry through the World Showcase leading to Future World. While not much was laid out for Future World, a centerpiece called Spaceship Earth was planned. However, the park was specifically going to highlight new concepts in oceanography, space, energy, agriculture, transportation, health, communications, and the arts. All of these planned exhibits were being staged to be shopped to sponsors as they were developed. While this version of the park would seek to teach the average guest about the topics Walt had originally wanted Epcot to be a place to develop, The company was also still working on implementing alternative technologies such as solar power, alternative fuels, and natural sewage treatment through the Walt Disney World property. While the majority of the Walt Disney World we know today didn't exist by the end of 1976, the entire concept was now there. Theme park, zoological exhibits, and water parks all existed. Hotels and vacation villas were available. Boat, bus, and monorail transportation all existed. There were sports and recreation facilities as well as a shopping district. Everything that exists now existed then, but on a smaller scale. And with Epcot Center development now in full swing, the resort was ready to move on to its grand and miraculous future. Well, time flies. Enjoying your trip from time to time with us? Well, please hit that like button and subscribe to support this show and others. You can also join the WDWNT Interglobe Society for exclusive content at patreon.com/WDWNT. If you're looking for the perfect gear to celebrate 50 years of Walt Disney World, you can shop for apparel, accessories, and more at carouselofproducts.com. We'll see you real soon here on Timekeeping.